so I haven't posted a video in 5 months. I need to get into a schedule here. This is the first one. Of course, I get everything set up perfectly, but that's okay. Excuse me while I read from the script. So in June of 2017, I posted my first video about my efforts to create a vlogging mirror for the Sony cameras, which is this thing, which means I've been working on it for about a year and a half. This is like the latest version. I thought if it took off, I'd make small business out of it. I didn't really care that much, but it didn't take off. But I didn't put much marketing effort into it anyway. So anyway, I've given away a bunch of them, and I think I've sold 15 on Amazon and a couple of other gadgets for a net revenue of $71 for the past year. I've probably invested $700 worth of materials and laser time into building this thing. As for my time, suffice it to say, it will never, ever, ever be profitable on the vlogging mirror. All right, so I have two versions of vlogging mirror that I've been developing. The first one is this thing. I wanted something where you could fold it up, and this isn't even completely assembled, but you can fold it up and put it in your bag and take it with you, and then wherever you are, if you want to see yourself on the camera for vlogging or selfie photograph, whatever, you could just assemble it and put it together. So, you know, the way you assemble it is, this mirror is supposed to be on here, but it's not, but you can use your imagination. So it just goes on like this, and then there's I didn't peel off the paper, but this is clear. So when you peel off the paper, you would put this back brace on, and then I made a top brace. You don't have to put this on, but in case you want to put like a Rode Mini Micro on it. But there we go. And now once it's on, it's actually pretty secure now. And then there's a strap here. Once you have the strap on here, you'd put it on the LCD of the camera, and you just tighten it, and the mirror, I didn't attach the mirror here, but the mirror would be here, and then you could see yourself in the camera. So this is the vlogging, one version of what I call the box vlogging mirror. The next thing for me to do is to I'm going to put some EVA foam. I didn't realize you can cut that in a laser cutter, so if Richard here at the Hackspace showed me you could, so I'm going to cut some EVA, just glue it right here, and just make a little lip so it goes on the LCD screen. It should hold it more like rubber. And people might worry that this scratches the screen. I don't think it does, but anyway, you get away from that worry too. All right, so that's the vlogging mirror. Well, this version, and then the other version is right here. And this works, but it's just too kludgy. This would go in the hot shoe, and then the mirrors would go. Oops, this would go on the hot shoe, and then the mirrors would go in the back. So this would work with any camera. And I have a new design in my head. It's just a question of my having the time to put it into Inkscape and laser cut and 3D print, whatever, just build it. But anyway, I have a new design I hope to come out within a few weeks. So you could either get a vlogging mirror that will work on any camera, or if you just have a Sony or Fuji or something that has just a flip out, doesn't do 180 but flips out a little bit, you can get this. Whatever your taste is. Again, I'll never make any money on these, so that's probably why I haven't gotten any ratings on it. I think many people get it and they're like, it's not great. I can give it 5 stars, but it's not horrible either. So I'm just not going to say anything. Thank you, all you 15 people. That's the vlogging mirrors. Well, just so you can see my the studio here. The next thing I made in the past year I've been working on is, I don't have the latest version, but it's this close-up mirror actually for this camera. So the way it works is you put this on, and it pulls the focus out from like 15 feet, which action cams are generally set to more like 3 feet. It works, but it adds some optical aberrations. I'm on the fence about whether I like it or not. Not optical aberrations, but when you put a big piece of glass, the refraction, you can just get lots of light weirdness. Not haze, it's glare and stuff. Anyway, I'm still on the fence about this stuff. Anyway, you can see all the various macro lenses and stuff like that. And let me take this out of the way. So anyway, that's another project I've been working on. Another project I just started a few about a month ago, and I also plan to finish to put on, if anybody wants to buy one of these, is a two-person vlogging setup for a car. So sorry that this isn't all put together, but this, I have a quick release onto a suction cup that goes onto the window. This goes like this. Then I found like one mic like this, and this $28 knockoff thing into the X3000, and then I have a couple 8-mans on the side, another one of these. Anyway, it works really well. So it's basically meant that you set up these arms. Well, I don't need the close-up. You set up the arms, you put the webcam at the end, and so it basically looks like this in the car. So there's one for the driver, one for the passenger. I've also found that this mic picks up everybody in the back perfectly, so if you have people in the back seat, they sound great. So this is actually working very well. I do have test videos. I probably won't post it with this video, but you'll see more about the two-person car vlogging thing later. Any questions, comments, you know where to put them. All right, now actually, in a sense, like all this stuff that I've been building is just learning the techniques so I can build this. This is my master project. And I call it the Digitiler. I don't know if you can see it here, close up. And the way it works, the idea of it is well, first I made just the backs for the Graflex and the Cambo 4x5 view cameras, but then I decided I'm just gonna build the whole camera to make it lighter and just solve the problems of attaching the back, blah, blah, blah. So it's basically just, you know, a large format lens, you know, you can use any lens board. And then on the back of it, it's set up where for a Sony A7 mirrorless camera, you screw it on, and then these ratchets are set so that it will move 75% of each of the width or height of the sensor. So I basically take 40 images and then I stitch them together. The overlap allows software to stitch them together, and then you essentially get anywhere, depending what resolution the sensor, anywhere from 400 to 1 gigapixel image. Remember, this is pixels. So this is a 24 megapixel, right? And like a Sony A7R, which I use, and this is 36 megapixel. The highest, you know, you can get a Canon 5DR, and I think that's 550 megapixel. So this shoots at even the lowest cameras, it shoots 10 times that. It's 500 megapixels. And there are a lot of advantages to that, but I'm not going to get into it in the video. Suffice it to say, this is like my master gadget that I've been building, and I'm just trying to get it ready. I mean, the 20 others I've built are fine for me. I understand all their idiosyncrasies, but I think this one's the first one where I could give this to another photographer, and if they're patient and they try and realize this is an instrument, almost like a kit, it's not an appliance, they can get some really cool images out of it, as some have. So anyway, that's my master project. Let me just look through in my list. Also my parallax point finder, that's downstairs. But I have a feeling, how much has this video gone so far? So in this camera, it's gone 9 minutes. So I've already gone too far. Have I? I don't know.